Today we're going to take a look at the backyard part of Backyard Broadheads. So the area where I get to hunt, which is in my parents' backyard. It's a big area. It's about 100 acres. I'm pretty lucky to get to hunt there. Also lucky that we get to spill over a little bit to our neighbors to the left and onto the neighbors to the right property some. And really lucky that behind us is state property that we can also hunt on. In the description below, there are links where you can go to check out some of the successful hunts from some of these different spots that we're going to go over. So let's go ahead and take a look at the houses and the map and where everything is. So here is the layout of the property. The house is up here. There's a neighboring property here to the left, neighboring property here to the right, and then beyond this line here, this is state property back here where we can also hunt. The house is up here. These little fields that are numbered, these are food plots, and they are numbered in the order in which we put them in. So P1 we put in first, P2, P3, and then P4 down here. This is a permanent blind, the Klein blind, that mostly overlooks the neighboring property. This is an elevated blind. It's a Booner Thunderdome, which means that it has the 5 panels instead of 4. The little A here, that represents apple tree. There's little apple trees here 30 yards away from the Thunderdome. There's apple trees here about 300 yards away from this elevated blind. I'm hoping that someday I can get a deer from here across the little valley over to here. The T's represent tree stands. These 2 tree stands are not up right now. This is the only one that's up because I was considering hunting over this little browse plot. So what happened in this spot is there was a giant tree that fell down right here, and that opened up the canopy and let a lot of light come into this area. So I just cleared out the brush and then I mowed it. This year I mowed it again with a lawnmower, and it's really dense. There's grass and there's other things coming in there. I then planted some hostas that are covered with chicken wire right now. I'll take that off closer to the season. Now this area is going to be cleared out of vegetation and sticks, and then I'm going to rake the leaves out of there, and then I'm going to plant that with a product from Mossy Oak that you don't have to till. That product is linked in the description below. There's 2 more apple trees here, and sometimes we have a tree stand here, sometimes we have a tree stand here. And if you come around the trails here and up this hill, this is P5 food plot. There was one year where I did disc this and planted some, but now I just trim it and I just let the natural stuff grow in there. Then I leave this little bit of shrubbery, these 2 spots here, this spot and this spot. That way I know the distance from this hunting spot. That's where we put a pop-up blind. And then also if a deer comes in from this way, while it's behind the vegetation, I have time to move the crossbow and move the camera. Then if you come down the hill this way, around here, across here, down this way, this part right here, this is downhill, and it is also tilted to the left. You go a little bit further down in here, this is the butt hut. It is a plastic shed. It has 2 recliners in it, and you can see there's a valley here, so you kind of have a view of this area in here from the butt hut. And if you stay awake, you might see a deer and you might get a shot. The wind generally travels from up in this area down this way, so down and to the right. That's why this blind is at the bottom right of this field. This is at the bottom right of this field. These tree stands are down and to the right from the food plots because of the way that the wind generally blows. It does make it a little bit difficult to get into these spots, but it's still a lot of good hunting areas. Thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to subscribe for more hunting and crossbow content, and we'll see you in the next one. From Backyard Broadheads, these are Heart Drop hangers. There's a Heart Drop 5-in-1 for most Raven crossbows, and the Heart Drop 5-in-1 R26 for the Raven R26. You can check them out on eBay or from backyardbroadheads.com. Both links are in the description below. This is another accessory for your Raven crossbow, the 4-in-1 light. It attaches and detaches in seconds. It's an extremely level bipod. It's a hanger. It's a kickstand. It helps you with cocking and decocking your crossbow. It helps eliminate death wobble from decocking. And then whenever you're in your tree stand, it helps stabilize the crossbow on your lap. And you can also rest it up on the shooting rail to keep your crossbow off of the rail and protect your crossbow.